Hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, Bose 831 Gaming is live on Twitch, and you're tuned in to Bose 831 Gaming Twitch live stream series. We're playing Farming Simulator 22, and we're on the Alma, Missouri map in Farming Simulator 22. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. First of all, before we jump right into it, just want to start off by apologizing. Got a lot of stuff going on in real life right now, almost to the point where I probably should have rescheduled tonight's stream, but still thought I would be able to get it in on a delayed schedule, and I'm still having to jump in a little bit after that time that I indicated that I would be starting. So I apologize for that. Right at the jump, I probably just should have canceled and rescheduled tonight's show, but since I missed the last episode, I didn't want to be in a situation or a scenario where I'm doing that for a second situation. But it is what it is. But I'm here now, still a little bit discombobulated, but we're gonna try to jump in and kind of push through it. And again, my sincere apologies that we didn't even nail down that 7:30 official 7:30 start time, and we're actually jumping in about 15 minutes after the time I thought that I would be able to jump in. I probably should have left it at 8 and just indicated that I would start from there. That would have been a better idea. So I had the original idea that I had was the best idea, to say we'll start at 8 and just run it from 8 to 9 and 9 to 10. But I thought we could still make 7:30 to 8:30 and 8:30 to 9:30. But real life kind of interjected again. But here now. The only thing right now is I'm kind of still a little bit off. I haven't had an opportunity to kind of prep, so we're just kind of doing this real time. I don't know exactly where we're at, so we're gonna figure all that out real time. I think the last thing that we were checking on is we needed to check our crop calendar to see what our planting schedule is, and it looks like we are up for wheat and barley. We can harvest. We have crops that are available to harvest: our corn, which we already have done, um, sunflowers, soybean, um, sugar beet, sugar cane, cotton, grapes, olives, poplar, grass, oilseed, alfalfa, red beet, carrots, and parsnip. And since we don't have any of those down, I just want to make sure before I move on that we don't miss anything as far as my crop management is concerned. Looking over at our wheat field, I just want to be extra careful that I don't advance the day and I miss an opportunity to perform any crop management activities that might put me behind the 8 ball with my precision farming as far as that is concerned. So just make sure that there's no issue there. All right, looks like the wheat is, even though I'm taking a hit when I look at it from the precision farming environmental score, when I go to the field, it's telling me, it's giving me just different information. It's saying that the nitrogen is perfect. Yeah, but it's, I'm taking a hit on the pH of the lime for the lime, but the nitrogen is perfect. So I don't know why it's not updating on my environmental score. See, same thing here. Perfect on this grass, but when I look at it from the environmental score, although this showing that 76 as well, so maybe that will update again at some point. But let's go further up and check my other two fields. This is my Okay, what are we missing there? See, that shows that the line value is straight up 0 over here. So if we go over here to this farm real quick and look at our canola and go to this field behind the pigs, and it's saying that, but when I'm on the field it's saying that it's perfect. So I'm totally confused by the information I'm getting from one place versus the other. So I don't know what's going on there. All right, one thing we do need to do though, that we just harvested the corn, and every time if you harvest corn you have to plow. So that's, corn will always be a plant plow crop. So let's find our trusty John Deere. It's already over here. I just need to grab a plow, and we'll go ahead and plow this field. I don't want to pull up rocks, so I'm going to use the shallow cultivator, and I think that should give me what I need and allow me to plant corn again. But so we're going to go ahead and do that now. Or do we need to do it now? When is our next planting cycle for corn? Because we actually don't have to plow until, when does corn come up again? Corn doesn't, we don't have to plant corn until April. Excuse me. So I don't need to plant yet. I don't need to plow yet. So I'll just leave that alone. Just need to be mindful of when I want to plant, when I want to plow. So we can plow right after winter, and that won't put us in a bad situation. Alright, so where are we at with our animals and our productions? Okay, animals are good. Looks like we already had managed the animals. We just need to take a peek at our productions. Alright, corn dryer has corn and propane, and it's distributing dried corn. Bakery is distributing bread, cornbread. Okay, we have all the productions are live, and all those are set to sell or distribute, but these should be all sell. Grain mill is producing. Make sure, what are we doing with the dry corn? Dry corn is okay. That's used for the fine corn flour, and these are all distributing, so that's all functional. We could, but flour, it's being supplied flour. We just need to be mindful of the corn and the propane for the corn dryer. I'm making sure we keep that supplied, but we're okay there for now. Our dairy productions with the butter, cheese, and chocolate are good for right now, so pig food is good. Greenhouses have been supplied, so I think the only thing I'm unsure about is my grass fields. So we are going to go ahead and take this setup back to the main farm, because the only thing we really got to be worried about tending to at the moment is our grass fields, and we're about to roll into the winter cycle, so none of that's going to matter anyway, because there's not going to be that much crop management stuff we can do in the winter. Alright, so our next stop is the main farm, and then I guess we're going to go ahead and advance the day because I really don't see anything else we can do right now. Alright, let's go ahead and do our vehicle maintenance. And we can go ahead, and I think we can go ahead and return the devourer trees back to the shop. We don't need that lease anymore, so we're going to go ahead and return their lease items. Alright. And other than that, I think we're good. So with our grass situation, let's double check that one more time. I just want to make sure I don't miss an opportunity to do any field work that's available for me to do. And that's the only thing I'm hesitant about. I guess at the end of the day, if I miss it, I miss it. But we want to try to max these numbers out as best that we can. We got to get everything where it's all on the same cycle, so all these scores are showing the same score since the fields have been merged. Alright, so we're just going to sleep, advance the day, and then just figure out what's next on the agenda from there. Alright, so we're day 2 in October. Looking at the crops first. Alright, so no changes there, so let's just hop right into it. We're on the cycle. First part of the cycle is animal management, so we'll start there and work the rest of it out. First up, TMR. Alright, and looks like that's done. And let's go ahead and mix up another batch of TMR. So let's pull out a silage bale, a straw bale, and a hay bale. Turn the mixer on, and we'll start with the silage. Alright, the mixer's bugging out again. So I'm gonna let it do its thing and see if we can trick it into thinking it's pulling hay. Alright, that worked. And let's pull some straw. Alright. And let's pull a hay bale out. Alright, I'm trying to get the mix balanced. And looks like we're going to pull out a silage bale, and that's going to complete the mix. But we already have enough for almost 100% mix of TMR, so just going to top it off, and 100% we'll go ahead and push that bale back in there. Alright, so while we're on this end of the map, we're going to still go ahead and see if we can pull out a straw bale. And hopefully we can get one that's small enough to be liftable, or we may have to try to come back and see if we can. Here's one. That should probably be Arg. Nope. Well, that's no fun. Ah, that one's liftable. Alright. Alright, drop that down there. Let the cows grab some of that. And we're working from the old cow barn. So straw has been satisfied. We got the TMR. We just need to top off the water and we'll be done here. Go ahead and kick that back in there. And use this bad boy to push that one back in there since it's not liftable. Alright. And let's go grab the water tanker and we'll be done with the old cow barn animal maintenance cycle. Let's drop some water. That did not fill it completely up, so we need to go do a quick refill and then come back and top it off, and then we'll be done. That should be plenty. So we'll go back and top the water off with the cows. Alright, that's all of the water. We are good to go. Alright, so the old cow barn is good to go, and we're going to go deal with the other animals now. Alright, so our next stop is the main farm, and then we'll also check on the big farm and see where everything is at for both locations. Alright, so our first stop is Alright, got to step away from the keyboard for just a moment. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Alright, back at it. So let's go ahead and do another TMR mix. So we're gonna need to pull out a hay bale, a silage bale. Oops, I didn't mean to pull out 5 silage bales, but we'll take it. And a straw bale. Alright, and here we go with that bug again. We have a slight workaround. I'm going to see if we can trick it again, but if I start it up and it's right on the bale, it'll switch to that product type, so that way even if we have an overflow, it still overflows into the product that gives me the right ratio for a proper mix. Alright, so we have a proper TMR mix there. However, the TMR is full, so mission accomplished there. Alright, so let's step out of the mixer wagon and we'll go to the baler. Using the tractor with the bale spikes, and we're gonna go ahead and shuffle some bales around. First of all, we're gonna have a straw bale. Go ahead and take that over to the cows and make sure we meet their straw bedding requirement. Alright, and that did it for the straw, so we're good. We can just put these other bales back in the storage and we should be ready to move on. Alright, so cows are satisfied. Next we'll check the chickens. Don't The sheep are also ready for a little feed, aren't they? Yes, looks like they are. Wool is almost maxed out and ready to be distributed, so we're going to need to look at what we're going to do there. So first of all, let's grab a grass bale for the sheep. Just want to make sure I put the grass bale in the right place. So let's see, does it go here? I think it goes, let's place it over here. Whoa. Sliding off the bale forks. Alright, so sheep have their food requirements met. That's good stuff right there. And now we got to make a decision on what we're going to do with the wool. Are we going to add a production chain for textiles and clothing, or do we just sell the wool outright? We're going to take a moment to look at our marketplace to see what we have available. Let's go to the prices screen and let's see what we have available on the market for as wool is concerned. Okay, where's wool? Well, we shouldn't be that far down. Okay, so wool can be sold at the livestock bale sale point for $1,361. Let's take a peek at production chain options we might have. There is no built-in textile plant on this map base, but what production chain options do we have as far as placeables go? Obviously, we can put the spinnery, but then those textiles will have to be processed into clothing, so we'd have to put a spinnery and a tailor shop in order to get clothing, and then we have to have a sell point for the clothing. So those are our other options, and then outside of that, let's see what else do we have available. We have any of the custom, let's see, we have a custom juice factory, we have the fermenting silo, and those are the only custom productions plus the ones that are built into the map. What do we have that's built into the map aside from those custom placeables things? for that, we got to bounce out to the map. And we don't have all ownership of all of the built-in productions yet, so we can't speak to what else. Let's see, the diner restaurant. We have a pizzeria that's obviously wouldn't need any wool. Oh, we do have a tailor. We do have a tailor shop built in. Wait, so will the tailor shop buy wool? The tailor shop will only buy textiles, right? So we would have to have a production chain to produce fabric. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. So just to protect myself, and I don't like to play this way, but we're going to have to do this time, because if I mess it up, I don't want to have a bad save game, and you only get one save game per map in Farming Simulator 22. So I'm going to go ahead and save the game here, and we're going to go ahead and purchase the tailor shop and see what it gives us, and that will kind of give me guidance on how I want to move as far as production change goes. So if we want to buy the tailor shop, that will set us back how much? $70,000. So if we buy that, we then can see we need fabric, and that will give us clothes. But in order to produce fabric, we have to have a spinnery. So you already know what your next production chain requirement is going to be. So we would have to place a spinnery. And where would we place a spinnery? On property that we own. That would be the next caveat. So do we have an area that we can place a spinnery on one of our properties? So going back into the build menu, well, let's do this. We go to this farm, and we could actually place a spinnery site here, possibly. Let's see. Let's go factories. Let's see how big is the footprint for a spinnery. That's a pretty big footprint, but it does fit. And it doesn't mess up anything with our farm, and in fact it almost fits right in with the footprint that we already have here. Alright, so maybe that's what we'll do. Thinking. Let's see how big, what is the footprint for the other spinnery. They're both of the spinneries have small enough footprint so we can drop one right on our farm, and that's what we're going to do. Just want to make sure that, yeah, okay, boom. So we're going to rock with that. Alright, so we got a spinnery down. Alright, and let's get this whole production chain set up here. What do we need now? We are going to go ahead and get this set up. So we're going to set this wool fabric to distributing. Let's go to our production chains, the tailor shop. We're gonna turn wool fabric on. We got the clothes on, and the clothing will be selling. But right now we need to grab some wool pallets. We already have a low key setup for moving the wool pallets around, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna test this out real quick. We have a autoload trailer here with the Mahindra, and we're just gonna drop a few wool pallets off of this one. We'll accept it to try to like test out if that we can get that production started up. So I'm just gonna try to drive here and see if we can pick up wool pallets with this bad boy. Off this one. There we go. Okay, it's working. Alright, that's actually great. So we don't need to get any additional special equipment. We already have everything we need to move the wool pallets around. Alright, so we have our wool pallets, and we're gonna use the Mahindra and take the wool pallets over to spinnery. Spinnery should start producing fabric, and start producing wool fabric. Whoa. Okay. Come on, man. Alright, there we go. Just gotta be careful driving because we have a lot of weight, and it's easy to, as you see, have an accident. That's a crash counter +1 today. But as I was saying, we're going to take the wool to the spinnery. The spinnery will produce fabric, will produce textiles, which will be turned, or fabric that will be turned into clothing. Wool fabric, and that wool fabric will be distributed to the tailor shop, and the tailor shop will turn that wool fabric into clothes. Alright, so here we go. Now, first of all, I think this might be a quick opportunity for a cool little screenshot, so we're gonna set the menu up, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Tonight's been kinda interesting, but we're on the right track. This is par for the course. We'll get it together like we always do. Alright, one thing I did not anticipate, we're going to have to come back here and do some landscaping. I don't know why the land leveled out that way that it did over here. That's weird. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a screenshot. And the land should have smooth. Alright, we don't have anything weird going on that side. We come around here. That's fine. It's just right in that area. I don't know why it did this weird. course, having the fun. The controller batteries want to die on me while we're live as well. So today it's not just a job, it's an adventure. Alright, so we have our... Let's get the hook window back on. We have the textiles. I'm gonna go ahead and deliver that. Alright, so now if we go back to our production chains, we'll see we now have wool fabric, 5,801 liters of it, and that's going to be turned into wool fabric. You see the production is now blue, which means it's live. I don't know why they didn't make that green, but that's, I guess, you know, that's their logic for what's live and what's not. But red is not live, but blue is live, but go figure. And as you see, the clothes are live but missing materials, and that's red. But once the spinnery starts producing fabric, that fabric is set to distribute, and it should distribute to the tailor shop. And yay, we have a new production chain. So we should have another revenue stream once that kicks into full stream. Right now we need to come back in this menu and do some landscaping, since the terrain did a little weird thing here. Let's see if we can kind of smooth that out, because I don't know why it did that. There was no reason for it to even do anything with this area right here. I'm going to try to smooth that out as best that we can. I don't know why it created this weird bump. So let's see how that... See if that rides any better. It's still a bump there, but it's a bit smoother. Alright, so that's better. Not great, but better. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new production chain, or actually two. So we have an outlet for the wool, and the wool will be turned into fabric into clothing, textiles, wool fabric, and the wool fabric will be turned into clothing. Alright, so we're gonna take the Mahindra back to the main farm. We're done with it temporarily. Alright, so we're in good shape there. Don't need to distribute any eggs or anything yet. So next up, we'll do the chickens. Chickens are operating on sorghum feed right now, so we'll grab some sorghum feed, chicken feed. only have 811 liters of sorghum. I don't know if that's going to be enough to feed the chickens, so we may need to buy some more chicken feed. Alright, so dropping off the sorghum chicken feed. And we use all of that, so we gotta go buy more sorghum. So we got another load of sorghum. And let's see if that's enough to finish topping off the chicken food. And that is, so chickens are fed. Alright, and I think that's not everything we need to do the Mahindra, but let's see where we're at with the animals and with the production change. Tailor shop is pending. Greenhouse fruits, we have an opportunity for water and manure, so while we have the Mahindra, we're going to go ahead and top those off as well. Starting with the manure we have produced first. Uh-oh, I'm having a brain malfunction. I don't need to drive in, I can just pick it up from the outside. Just remember that we have plenty of manure. If we got to drive to the other farm to get it, we should not have to buy any manure. Let's see how many how many loads it will take for us to top it off. I'm estimating probably 3 loads, but let's see if it ends up being that many. Alright, that's 2, and we still didn't hit it yet, so let's see if 3 is the magic number. Yep, 3 it is. So that's a great estimate. And again, I keep forgetting that I don't have to drive in it or pick it up. Alright, there's 2. Oops. Oh, that's one, I should say. Alright. So let's go grab some water from the greenhouses, and hopefully that should get those all set up. Alright, that one's full. Alright, there we go. That should take one more load of water. And I like the Mahindra and these trailers, but the only issue with it is, at least in my humble opinion, is that it doesn't have enough capacity for what I'm doing right here to kind of have this where we're not having to make so many multiple trips. And that's the only thing about it, is if all of this equipment just a little bit larger with the capacities, and this would be a monumental setup here. This is for really small farming. Unfortunately, a little too small for what my needs are here. We'll still make it work until we have better options. But this Mahindra is an excellent utility vehicle setup, though. Gotta love it. Alright, so the greenhouses are good to go. Alright, we know what's going on with the pig food. Why? Oh, that's right, we have it set to sell. But the pig food production has a demand for potatoes again. So I have to decide whether I'm going to buy potatoes. And all the other productions are doing fine. We're just about ready to resupply some wheat to the grain mill. And when we're ready, we can resupply wheat and corn, and we don't have any more sorghum. So we're gonna have to start grow sorghum at some point, but not necessarily because we have wheat flour. But as long as we're producing one of the primary types of flour, cake, pumpkin pie, apple pie, and sweet cornbread are in the red. So what are we missing? We are out of sugar. So our options are to buy sugar because we don't have a sugar production chain set up yet. So that's really our only option for right now. So what we're gonna do, let's kind of expedite this a little bit. So we're gonna go jump over to the shop. I thought we had some sugar pallets sitting out here already. Did we not? We did go through those, so we're gonna have to buy some sugar pallets from the shop, but I want to make sure we get the liftable ones so that way I don't have to mess around with the forklifts and all of that stuff. But so we'll just go. And we'll go ahead and buy 8 sugar pallets, and those will be at the shop. I don't know, I hate when they do that, but alright, so there we go. We got the sugar. But how much damage does that do? That's just one. All right, $9.99. So that might do the damage, but I just hate that we're going to have to make a bunch of trips to get rid of it. All right, so we'll grab another one. All right, so we're getting close to the numbers that we need for sugar. For sugar, like I don't know, certain words I find sometimes difficult to enunciate. So with all the trips I'm making walking back and forth with the liftable pallets, I probably could have just leased a piece of equipment and did this in one trip and saved a lot of time. But you're getting the realistic ways to do it, which I've shown, the unrealistic ways of doing it, which I've also shown. And like I've talked about before in the past, the way you want to play is totally up to you. There is no right or wrong way to play the game, unlike what many electronic or virtual gatekeepers would want to tell you. You know, at the end of the day, the object of the game is to have fun. Because what's my saying? How's it go? If you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? And that's why I say that. The first objective when gaming should always be to have fun. Alright, here we go with this Superman stuff again. And if it's not doing the Superman thing, it's doing that little herky-jerky bit. Alright, did I hit it? Hit it. Did that fill it up? Yes, that did. So sugar is maxed out. We're going to leave the pallet here though, so it can hopefully theoretically pick it up when it needs to. Alright, the bakery's back in business. That's what we want to see. right, that's good stuff. So where we at now? We have animals, so we still got the pigs. And we're gonna have to keep a piece of equipment out there for the pig farm on a regular basis, so we don't have to be driving back and forth. So later on in the future, maybe we'll go ahead and do that now. I'll just go ahead and buy like another little, because we already have the trailer out there for the Mahindra, I think, right? Let me see, I think we do. So it just may be, but the problem is like the topping off the um, pig food factory, you need trailers with a much larger capacities, or you're gonna struggle making sure that has the proper supplies. Because while I did buy this little trailer here and put that out there, what is the max capacity for that trailer? I guess it's not horrible. It still can hold about 3,000 liters, but that still can. Mahindra's, well, temporarily we can place one out there, so we will go ahead and do that now. And always sell it and buy what else something else you need down the line. All right, so with cars. Retriever Plus, 1380 capacity, no vinyl, barrier, what barrier? Okay, we'll have a 3-point. We'll have this one with a 3-point hitch on it. I'm gonna give that a, let's see, a chrome look. Do we want to do that? Yeah, chrome blue. Design color. Nope. Have that chromed out as well. And plastics, jet black. I like it. I like it a lot. Rim color. Keep those chrome. That sets us back $19,750. We'll go ahead and buy that bad boy. And let's pick that up from the shop. Welcome to the family, homeboy. Alright, so our next stop is our pig farm. And with the setup now, we should be able to kind of move around pig food into a small amount of whatever other supplies we might need. But that will keep us functional. Again, looking at the pigs, let's see the production change. We'll go to the pig food. Set that to storing momentarily so that we can have pig food to feed our pigs. And we're going to need to buy potatoes from the shop, so let's go ahead and do that first. So I'm just doing this backwards. That's gonna get us starters. Alright, let's grab our trailer. Alright, let's grab some more potatoes. I don't know why the trailer's not sensing. That's super annoying. That's under. Alright, guys. Make it make sense. That one will fill, but the other one won't. Why? Trailer's a trailer. What else is it going on? It's a bulk trailer allegedly. So it says it should carry potatoes, but it's not allowing me to load it with anything. I can get potatoes from there, but not from the other one. That's weird. Not gonna make a dent in the potato requirement with this little tiny Tunes trailer. And that's not gonna cut it either. So we're probably just gonna have to get rid of both of these pieces of equipment. Now that I think about it, just get a small tractor and have a small tractor over here as well. Because the option here maybe, and I wasn't thinking about it, is maybe we can run one of the little mini tractors like one of these guys, even though they're typically used for vineyards, but that might be enough to pull the trailers that I'm going to need to pull over here for really just feeding animals. Yeah, because the other little tractor is only worth $50. That's the case. Maxim. That mini, which one is that one? That's the one we're running right now, is the CBX. And actually, if we can get a little mini that can jump around, hover right around 200 horsepower, that's not bad at all. Alright, so just should have thought that out a little bit better. We could have probably, wait a minute, what's the horsepower on 125? Could have planned that out a little bit better. That's my fault. 14, 112. We could just go on and get a small tractor and a small trailer and not have to make a million trips. And get a small little tractor that will circle around 200 horsepower, and that'll be more than enough for what we might need around here. In fact, what's kind of looking here, I'm trying to see what's the most powerful of the small tractor in the small tractor category. Let's see, 150 on the fence, 175 on the Massey, JD's 140. Massey Ferguson 6S is 180. Alright. And we got the Kloss Arions that are at 200. The Valtra N series is at 200. And the Valtra N's is some beautiful little tractors. So let me see here. I think that's the only stuff that hovers around the horsepower that I want to hit. It's even if we're gonna run a mini. So what is that one? So it's probably looks like between the Valtra and the Kloss. So it's between 205 and 201. If we get the Valtra, if we do a 3-point front and back and we get the most powerful engine, that gets us 201. And that bumps our price up to 153 grand. We'll do wheel weights, standard road setup. Sky view, we'll do that. Reverse driving, we can buy that option later if we need it. Door setups, default. Interior setup. That's fine. Front loader attacher, not needed now. We can always get that later. Same, we don't need this Sara color. It's already blue, and you know I'm partial to blue. We'll keep that to the default, I think. And we'll go ahead and buy that. And then we'll just need to get another small trailer for hauling around small crop loads. Small enough to do the job, but has enough capacity if in case we need to mix it up. Guess I first should have checked to see what was on sale now that we're on a different day. Alright, and nothing in the market for what we're shopping for right now. Probably this little guy here might be my default one because we can do a little tipper setup and flex that into whatever else we might need. Alright, let's see for rims. What do we have? Chrome. I always parts the chrome. That's another 33 grand. We're gonna buy that. And those items are available in the shop. And we're gonna go ahead and turn both of these items back to the shop. And that way we'll have what we need on this small farm. And I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. Let's do this the smart way. Or fast, somewhat cheaty way. Alright, so let's hop out and reset. And trailer, reset. See you guys at the shop. We're going to repaint these vehicles and sell them back, and that should give us the max cash. There we go. So we get a little bit of our money back. That's not bad. And now I got a little something to work with here. Remember where I was at. Alright, so our next stop is a pig farm. And once we get it there, we should be able to just store our pig food, and we'll have the proper equipment that we need. General pig maintenance over at our third pig farm. Alright, having a crane malfunction there. Still good. So now we ought to be able to grab some potatoes and do some damage with it. Start out 9K. See how that moves us. So we know that all the productions typically require about 100K, so we know what our number is. So 25 will give us 1/4 of that requirement. There we go. Potatoes. Like it didn't want to. The trigger didn't want to pop. And do that 4 times, and that will be everything we need. Alright, there we go. More potatoes. We're about halfway there, 2 more loads. Alright, there we go. Potatoes. Alright, should fire potatoes. I think the cutoff is 9:45 tonight because we're about 15 minutes delayed with the start time. So that's going to be a cutoff. Alright, so we have enough pig food being produced to go feed the pigs a little bit. And that's the next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna grab a little bit of pig food, and I know this is more than enough. Alright, we're just about ready to wrap it up tonight. Thank you. I just want to thank folks. Again, if you stayed tuned in and dialed it up with me, thank you for hanging along for the ride tonight. Apologies for the delayed starts. A few things going on. The house is busy a little bit tonight. We hopefully will be back on our regular, normal operating situation on Saturday. But like I always say, if you're not having fun, do what you do. What are you doing? You've been tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. Going Simulator 22 Platinum Edition, Alma, Missouri map. Thank you. Bose 831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms. That's Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. But either way, let me know. And this is about where we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna grab a few additional crops here and top off the production for the pig food, and we'll just kind of let that max out. So let's do corn first. Alright, next up is wheat. Which we have, but unfortunately we're not going to drive all the way halfway across the farm to get the map to get to it. That sets us back another 8 grand. Alright, next crop. Canola. Alright, it's a wrap. Thank everyone for tuning in today. Jose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. Alma, Missouri. Premium Farmers Monday 22 Premium Edition. Alma, Missouri. And we are out. I'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good night.